Well, I'm grateful for the opportunity this evening to speak about our Sorrowful Mothers ministry. I think I mentioned to you that I have been on the road preaching for the better part of the last 20 years. As a matter of fact, in the second week of November, I will celebrate the anniversary of my first parish mission 20 years ago. And I've gone all over this country, and I've been up in Canada, and I'm going to Australia in the spring, and I can tell you that wherever I have been, faithful Catholics tell me that they are sick and tired of lukewarm, watered-down Catholicism. Right? Those of you who have been coming to this conference and have been associated with our Sorrowful Mothers ministry all these years know very well you are not going to get any lukewarm, watered-down Catholicism here. And what we are saying to you tonight is that sometimes God asks us to make the sacrifice to give back, right? As generously as we possibly can. You know, my old friend, Father Pablo Straub, likes to say that these conferences like this one, are the lifeblood of the faithful. Precisely because in it you are receiving the fullness of truth. You're hearing our Catholic faith presented to you in ways that you would ordinarily never hear it, I'm sad to say, in the average Catholic parish from the pulpit on Sunday. All right? We need these conferences. These conferences have got to be kept alive. Believe me. I can tell you, speaking for myself, that the Fathers of Mercy have been tremendously, tremendously blessed by our association with our Sorrowful Mothers ministry over the years. We have been blessed in ways that I can never describe to you. And I know there are many others sitting here in this room who could say the same thing right here and now. Amen?
Amen.
This morning, in my homily, I was talking about the life of Blessed Pope John Paul II, and I mentioned the fact that as a young man at the age of 19, Karol Wojtyła was introduced to the man who would change his life in so many ways. The man's name was Jan Tyranowski. Jan Tyranowski, I mentioned to you this morning, had established a Marian prayer group for young adults, of which Karol Wojtyła became a member. It was Tyranowski who introduced Wojtyła to the writings of St. John of the Cross, St. Teresa of Avila, and then, of course, to the writings of the great St. Louis de Montfort and the spiritual classic, True Devotion to Mary. Reading that book, the Holy Father said, was the turning point in his life. Here was this obscure prayer group, this Marian prayer group, exerting godly influence, holy influence on this one soul, and that soul went out and changed the world. Remember, all right, we're here for two primary reasons. We're here for the greater honor and glory of God, and we're here for the salvation of souls. This is about the salvation of souls. This is the most important work in the world. Each and every human soul is of infinite value. St. Thomas Aquinas taught us that every human soul is of greater value than the entire physical world and all material creation. Each one is made in the image and likeness of God with an eternal destiny. When you can participate in a work that brings even one soul closer to Christ, that soul will be a jewel in your crown for all eternity. Remember that. That's what this ministry is about. We got to keep it going. Remember, St. Francis of Assisi once said, God will never be outdone in generosity, but God has no hands but ours.